You had your chance and then you blew it.
That is the most absurd statement of the year.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, baby.
I'm in my zone, I'm feeling it.
Live from Rock Solid Studios in Granite Falls, it's time for MinneZona Sports, live with DJ Matty C. and Paul the Shield Vold.
And this is MinneZona Sports Live. We are back live again because we had some things, to deal with. But hey, we're here. We're ready to go. And without further ado, I'm your host, DJ Matty C, a.k.a. Matt Allen, a.k.a. Matty C, a.k.a. Cali, etc., etc., etc. And all the way from Woods and Shore Studios in Aiken, Minnesota, Paul Volt, the Shield. What's going on, Shield?
It is the precursor to the start of the NFL season. I am so excited about this show. We have got lots to talk about. We've all got our purple on. We're ready for a Vikings win on a Sunday, and lots going on. So excited. Can't wait for what we got in store.
So, yeah, we got a lot to get through today. Like always, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We got Tater Tot hot take. We got table topics. We're doing it live because we got a lot of zoners that want to chime in on table topics. So we welcome you to one of the best, shows on Facebook. And maybe the best. You never know. But anyway, Voldy, let's get right to it. It's time for some Tater Tot. Oh, wow, that hot take.
Fresh out of the oven, it's Tater Tot Hot Take.
So it's fresh out of the oven. And also, with the Vikings playing on Sunday, we had to bring in our MinneZona, official MinneZona Vikings expert, Mikey. Ryan, welcome back, Mikey, for another show. It's time for some NFL.
Thanks for having me on. It's about time that we get football coming back around. It's been too long. It's felt like forever this year.
It did. And here's the thing. They're able to do it as a small cameo from the Kerf Doctor. He produces the show and directing, helping us out.
And I forgot to switch the camera, so now it's Mikey. Perfect.
Oh, yeah, there's Mikey.
There we go.
But anyway, yeah, Mikey is here with us. So, Mikey, we got to get to the game, man, because it's the Green Bay Packers, but the Vikings are taking on the Green Bay Packers with no fans, which is, weird. Going to be super weird. But another thing, too, the Vikings won't be playing with their all-star defender, or Pro Bowl defender, Danielle Hunter. So, Mikey, I know. Good job. Nice one, Kerf Doctor. Mikey, what do you think? Is this going to impact the Vikings in this game with Danielle Hunter being out?
Yeah, it's going to be a huge impact, I think. Unfortunately for us, because Danielle Hunter, like you said, he's been the Pro Bowl defensive end for us for 4 years now, pretty much. He's just a freak on the edge. He was like how Everson was back in the day. But I think that we do have some depth there, so we'll be all right. We're definitely going to see a drop off, just because we're going from Danielle Hunter, one of the best pass rushers in the game. But yeah. It's tough. It's going to be tough, and especially with all the new guys on defense this year, and especially in the secondary. It'll be a tough game, and it's not going to feel like a home game for us because there's going to be nobody in the stands. So it'll be like a neutral site game, which for the Vikings versus Packers, that's never happened. It's very odd, but it'll be a challenging game for us. But I think the Vikings can pull it off.
I think so too. And I think with people saying, well, Daniil's out. Oh, no, why is Daniil out? Let's pump the brakes a little bit because there's another guy. His name's Ifeadi Odenigbo. So, Voldy, I'm going to ask you here. With Daniil being out, do you think Ifeadi Odenigbo will, get to Rodgers, create some havoc? I mean, don't forget, we have Yannick Ngakoue. Okay, so we'll be A-okay. But, Voldy, what do you think? Do you think Ifeadi will make an impact here?
I think he'll definitely make an impact. Maybe not a direct impact on getting to Aaron Rodgers, but he's going to be a good piece to set up some guys.
Yeah.
Eric Kendricks, Anthony Barr. Let's not forget about that all-pro linebacking core that we've got. Maybe they send a corner in on a blitz at least once in a while. But, I mean, he's going to be a nice complementary piece. When Daniil Hunter comes back, he's going to be a guy that's going to cycle in, give Hunter and give Ngakoue a spell or two maybe for a player. So he's going to fit in real nice into the defensive end, system of allowing guys to get in and out and get some breathers. Let's not also forget, this is the first game of the season, not the first, obviously not 4 preseason games or 2.5, 3 preseason games for most of these guys, but this is the first game. There's going to be guys actually hitting each other, tackling, going after the ball. Special teams is going to be rough to start off, to say the least. It's going to be a very interesting, I would say at least a quarter and a half before things start to settle in and start to get into the flow of the game. But I think Odenigbo is going to be a good piece to start off for the year.
I think so too, because, obviously with Yannick coming to the Vikings, because we thought it was going to be Daniil and Ifeadi. And when they made the deal, it's kind of like, well, Ifeadi's got to sit back a little bit, which I get. I really believe in Ifeadi. I think he's going to be a game wrecker, but the thing is when you have a guy like Yannick Ngakoue, that's a game wrecker. And Daniil, with Daniil being out, I mean, he's going to have to step up, and he will, because we've seen it. Last year he's done it, but let's see him do it this year. I mean, with everything that's been going on, with COVID and everything along those lines, I think this is a game where, we got to see some players step up. And with Ifeadi, with Yannick, I mean, Yannick's been with the team, like a week and a half or something. So
at least
we got to see. I mean, is he going to be in good football shape? Things like that. So obviously with Daniil out, I think we'll be okay. All right, we got Seymour. Secondary is good, but a lot of new faces back there that will need to get familiar with each other. So very critical that they get the pass rush going into week 1 to stop the pack. It is huge.
Money dropping dimes and making change on the start of the show. I love it.
We love it. We love it. And the thing is he's right. I mean, we have to get pressure. Anytime we're playing the Packers, you have to get pressure on A-Raj. But you know what? A-Raj hasn't really been the same bad man that he's usually been. So, Mikey, what are your thoughts on how the Vikings can get to Rodgers and exploit? Their line is kind of, they're okay. But do you think that Ifeadi, Yannick, and also, Barr, I mean, the zero gap blitz with Zim, I mean, watch out. Do you think if Ifeadi can get to them, Yannick can get to them, do you think that it'll affect Rodgers? Or do you think they're going to run the ball more?
I think they're probably going to try to mix it up a little bit. The Packers will probably try to see what Odenigbo is all about on the other side there. They'll probably run the ball that way and maybe start rolling to that side just to see if they can pressure him and see if he can perform at all. But I think they'll be able to get to him. Zimmer, always calls good defenses, great defenses. He'll throw in those zero gap blitzes. He'll bring Harrison Smith down in the box, blitz him off the side. We'll definitely get some pressure on A-Raj. I don't think the Vikings have had too much issues with pressure on A-Raj in a while. But it's just one of those things. If you give him too much time, even in his older age now, he's still one of the better quarterbacks out there, and he's gonna kill us if we don't at least start pressuring him and getting in his head.
Especially when you have a guy like Davante Adams. Now, Voldy, let me ask you this: with the emergence of Hold Me Closer, Cameron Dantzler. I mean, I don't think it's going to be him on. I don't think it's going to be him on Devontae. We'll see. I don't know. Zim's got a plan. I don't know what kind of plan it'll be. But how are the Vikings going to try and stop a guy like Devontae Adams?
Well, it's going to be a team effort to start off the year. Obviously, you try to go one-on-one against him. Devontae Adams is gonna hurt you more ways than one. Underneath, short routes, he's going to beat you down the field as well. It may take a combination, maybe see a little Harrison Smith in on some coverage, on some of those medium routes, but you try to go down the field. Cam Dantzler or whoever's going to be covering him to start off the year, it's going to be trial by fire. Yep. It's going to be protection by committee. That's what I think to start off.
Yeah, and it's the guy, he's a legit, very good wide receiver. He's probably top
Absolutely.
Five. Bring Will Rattell back. Yeah, we will. Don't you worry. We'll bring Will Rattell back. Mikey knows Will Rattell very well. At some point. Yeah, but we'll bring him back. But anyway, I think this all comes down to if they can stop the run, okay? The Vikings are missing Big Goon, okay? Linval Joseph. But
Big Goon.
We also have to remember, too, that Jaleel Johnson, he's good. Shamar Stephen, he's very good, too. We can't think, is Aaron Jones going to run all over us? The Vikings need his intensity on the field. Yeah, seriously. He probably does. But that's the thing, is that if they are able to run the ball, the Vikings are in trouble. Because I remember when they played at US Bank Stadium, they really showed them, hey, we're going to run the ball on you guys because we can. And that's the thing. Kendricks, Barr have to fill the gaps, make the tackles, and get everything rolling for the defense. Get some turnovers as well. Because Aaron Jones, he's fumbled a couple times too, so we have to remember that. But I think that's what it comes down to. The run defense has to be spot on against the Packers, and I think that's pretty much the key to trying to win the game here. And offensively, let's look at the Vikings offensively. So, Mikey, and Zoners too, please chime in. Mm-hmm. Adam Thielen, B.C. Johnson, Kyle Rudolph, Irv Smith. Oh, and a guy named Justin Jefferson, too. Mikey, out of those guys, who do you think will have the big game?
Man, the easy pick here is going to be Adam Thielen, but I'm gonna go with the sleeper. I'm gonna say Justin Jefferson comes out in his rookie debut and has a good game. He's going to be in that slot. He's going to be in that slot wide receiver right now. But I can see him. He's the third option right now for the wide receivers, and then you also have Rudolph and Irv Smith at the tight end positions there. And don't forget about Dalvin in the backfield. He could also just go off on Sunday as well. But I think Justin Jefferson is going to have a sneaky good game this game. I think he's just going to be the one guy that they're just not accounting for, and he's going to be open in the middle of the field.
Right, and I forgot to mention, too, we have Alexander Madison as well, so got to factor that in as well. So, Voldy, let me throw the question to you. Who do you think will have a good game here against Green Bay?
Obviously, they're going to be trying covering the top two guys, that being the likes of course, Dalvin Cook and also Adam Thielen. B.C. Johnson is going to get some touches in this game, but I'm kind of looking at to see how Kyle Rudolph does this game. He's going to have my attention as. Yeah, exactly. He's going to have my eyes locked on him for most of it, just to see how he's going to be able to, get past that linebacking core for the likes of the Packers and be able to stretch out a few plays and help set up some deep throws for, Jefferson, for Thielen as well, and maybe set up a little play action and help out in that blocking scheme as well for Dalvin, break a few runs.
Exactly. And here's my assessment. And people, I'm wearing Justin Jefferson's jersey. I think he'll have a big game. But honestly, every time that we've played the Packers, Adam Thielen has had monster games. Okay, and here's the thing: he's going up against who I like to call Jair Burnt Toast Alexander, because every time that Adam Thielen has gone up against him, he's burned up. And then obviously Diggs, but Diggs, he's gone. We'll get to that at another time. But I feel like with Thielen going against the Packers, they're going to exploit that. Kirk is going to find them, and I think it's going to work out perfectly. So that's my guy. Adam Thielen, the guy that just... Oh, by the way, he went undrafted, too. Did you guys know that?
Oh, God, Rick, stop.
Exactly.
We know the story. Move on.
If you guys haven't noticed, it's all sarcasm because, yes, we know he went undrafted. So, anyway, we're going to get to our Vikings pick in a second. I think we've talked a lot about how they're going to win, things like that. So, this is a new thing now. We're doing something called MinneZona NFL picks. We did this with the Sports Zone, and we had a lot of fun with it. And Mikey's chimed in on this as well. So we got a lot of games to get through. We're gonna make some quick picks, and you can say this is the reason why. Boom, move on to the next one. Zoners, please chime in. So I'm gonna go through all the NFL games this week. Let's start with Voldy, and then we'll go to Mikey, and then we'll go to me, and then Zoners, please just comment away your thoughts as well. So. First game, obviously, we got the Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. Voldy, who do you got?
I got Kansas City in a shootout.
I like it. Mikey?
Same thing. I got Kansas City. It's going to be a high-scoring game, a lot of fun to watch.
I'm going to go KC as well, gentlemen. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. You already know. Jimbo says Thielen will be doubled. Bison and the BC. I think he's BC and the tight end.
Autocorrect, Jim.
That's true. That's very true. Chiefs, no doubt. Jack says. All right. So moving on, we got the Jets and the Buffalo Bills. Okay, Voldy.
I got Buffalo there, Bill.
Okay, there, Bill.
Okay, there, Bill.
Mikey, who?
I think it's the Bills. I think their defense is too good. We'll see about their offense, but I just think the defense will overwhelm the Jets' offense.
Defensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, Leslie Frazier. And I got the Bills as well. I think Diggs gets a touchdown in this game, as much as I hate to say it, but hey.
Just
I think
to spite everybody. Just to spite everybody.
Yeah. Seymour says, he's saying, here, I got to get back to it here. No, I got Curve Doctor, no worries. Chiefs, no doubt. Oh, no, Bill O'Brien is still the head coach. Chiefs all the way. Jack's got the Bills as well.
I'll say that.
Oh, I love it. This is great. All right, moving on to the next game here. Las Vegas versus Carolina. Voldy, who do you got?
This one to me is not as easy as I thought it would be to pick, but I'm gonna go Carolina in this one.
Yep. Mikey?
I have to go to the Raiders with this one. This one's a tough game. It's gonna go either way. I would love to see Carolina to win, but I just think the Raiders, I think they're gonna eke one out, I think.
It's something sneaky about this one that I just couldn't feel confident about picking either team.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going Carolina because of that guy. Teddy, two gloves, Teddy B, baby. Let's go. So I got Carolina. I like McCaffrey and what they're doing. Let's see. Mets has definitely got Mama Callahan's got Las Vegas. Jack says Panthers because I'll never support the Raiders ever. Well, we got you. We'll take your word for it.
He's a Niners fan. What do you expect?
Fair enough. All right. Chicago at Detroit. Voldy.
Detroit.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey.
I actually have Chicago in this one. Even with Trubisky at the helm, I think the defense just stifles the Lions' offense too much.
Khalil Mack. I'm going with the Bears because I think defensively they're going to give Detroit fits. So, yeah, I got the Bears. All right. Indianapolis at Jacksonville. Voldy.
I got to go Indianapolis on this one.
Mikey.
As much as I want Minshew Mania to win it over, I think the Colts are just going to win.
I like Frank Reich and what he's done with the Colts. I'm going with the Colts because Phillip Rivers, Jonathan Taylor, remember that name, running back for the Colts now. He's going to be good. All right, moving on to Miami at New England. Voldy, just say it. Go.
Yeah, I'm going to go New England on this one. Super Cam gets it done. Week number 1, revenge tour, redemption tour, whatever you want to call it. Week number 1, rolling in with a win in Foxborough.
I didn't see that one coming, really. No. Mikey.
I have to go the same. I think New England gets it done. I just think the Miami team's too young and they haven't gelled well together yet. And maybe later in the season, the Miami will get the win over New England.
Watch out for Fitzmagic, though.
Yeah.
He's getting the start.
Oh,
Sneaky.
yeah.
Just watch out. Fitzmagic always finds a way, though.
Very sneaky. Very sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Miami doesn't have, I agree with you, Jack. Yeah, I got New England. Cam's going to get it done. That's just how it's going to work. All right, moving on to the next one. Cleveland at Baltimore. Voldy.
I mean, come on. It's Baltimore in this one. The clown show that is Cleveland with Baker under center. Kevin Stefanski, the head guy. You'd like to see him get the win in week number 1. You got Case Keenum nipping on Baker's heels right now for that starting job. We'll see what happens here by week number 4, but I got Baltimore in this one.
Mikey.
I got the same. Baltimore is just going to be too potent of an offense for Cleveland to stop.
Ravens. And here's the thing. I think Stefanski is going to show some cool things with the Browns, but I just think Lamar and company are just going to get it done. So I agree. Baltimore. All right, moving on. Seattle at Atlanta. Voldy.
I got Seattle in this one.
Mikey.
Yeah, I gotta say Russell Wilson's probably just gonna take control of this game. Seattle's gonna win. It might be close, but I think they're gonna win.
Seymour was right on that. With Baltimore did lose to Cleveland, but again,
that they did.
They did. I got a feeling that they're just gonna show him. Seattle. Yeah, I'm going Seattle. I mean, it's Seattle. I think the Hawks are going to kick butt against Atlanta. It's got
Russell
talent.
Wilson's game to lose. We'll say that.
Yeah. Let's put it like that. Yeah, exactly. All right, Philadelphia at the Washington football team. Voldy.
Here we go, fighting footballs. Week number 1. Still not going to get the win. Philadelphia in this one.
Mikey.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately going the same. I think Philadelphia. I think they're just too good, and Washington's just a train wreck.
Philadelphia. Let's just move on, right? All right. We got everyone's got Philadelphia. So, all right. Chargers at Bengals. Voldy.
I think I got the Chargers in this one. It's going to be interesting to see how Tyrod Taylor does, finally getting the starting nod, getting the confidence from Coach Anthony Lynn. Who knows what Cincinnati's got? A.J. Green's coming back from a bad knee injury from last year. Starting QB, the rookie phenom. We'll see how he does week number 1, but I got the Los Angeles Chargers in this one.
Mikey?
I think I actually have the Bengals in this one. It's my sleeper pick of the week. I just think Joe Mixon's just too good of a running back. I think they're going to pound the rock, and then they'll try to limit Joe Burrow as much as possible, but I think he does have a touchdown or 2 in this game.
Hey, I like it. I'm going with the Chargers. I've been watching Hard Knocks. Tyrod Taylor. Don't sleep on Tyrod Taylor. Austin Eckler, very sneaky as well. Keenan Allen. Don't forget about him. All right, moving on. Arizona at San Francisco. Voldy.
You know what? This is not going to be as easy as probably Niners fans want this one to be, but I think I'm still going to go San Francisco,
okay,
but it's going to be a tight one, I think. It's going to come down to, which team ends up with the football last, as it usually goes in any sense, but I got the Niners in this one.
All right, Mikey, you know what's up, apparently.
I got the Niners as well. I just don't think Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins gel. I think they still do very well, both of them in this game. Like Voldy said, it's going to be close, but I think the Niners pull out with at least a touchdown.
I got the Niners, but like Voldy said, I think it's going to be a tough game because DeAndre Hopkins is on that team now. Kyler Murray, you got Larry Fitz, Christian Kirk. I mean, they're looking really good, so watch out. I got San Fran, though. All right, Voldy, Tampa Bay at the New Orleans Aints. They're not called the Saints by me or the Curve Doctor or anyone else on this show. They're the Aints. Voldy, who do you got?
This is going to be one heck of a year for the NFC South. Why not get it started? The debut of TFB in the Superdome against, Drew Brees, who a lot of people are just completely forgetting the fact that Drew Brees is still alive and a starting quarterback in the NFL. And this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a great game. I'm really hoping they'll be able to watch this one on Sunday, but I highly doubt it because I'll probably be on the road. I got Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay gets it done. TFB gets the dub week 1 in Tampa Bay.
I love it.
With Tampa Bay, I should say. They're in New Orleans, but you know what I mean.
Oh, I love it. All right, Mikey.
As much as I want to go Tampa Bay, Voldy, I got to go with the Aints. Unfortunately,
that's fine.
I just think their
The
high-powered
QB
offense is a
grandpas.
little bit too much, and I just don't think that the offense of Tampa Bay is going to gel right away. I always have problems with QBs going to new systems. I know it's Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. He'll probably get it done, but I just think the Aints are just a little bit too potent for them right now.
It pains me to do this. It really does. Because I just feel like at home they're that good. I think Tampa Bay takes time to figure out what type of team they're going to be. They're going to be really good. I really do think so. In spite of my son-in-law, I'm going with the Saints. Oh yeah, Nick's not going to like that. That's for sure. But yeah, I gotta go with the Aints. I just think they're really good at home. So
that's fine. That's fine. They hate us because they ain't us. That's fine. We'll see you week 2.
We'll see. Hey, they play them again, too, so I might pick them there.
True.
This
is very true.
All right, we got a couple more here. Let's rattle them off. Okay, Dallas at LA Rams. Voldy.
I got to go. I'm going Dallas on this one.
Yeah?
Going to be an ugly game. That's all I got to say.
Fair enough. Mikey.
I have the Rams, actually. I think week 1, I don't think Mike McCarthy will do that well spreading the rock between all of his weapons, and I just think LA will have the chance with that spread offense.
And then we got Pittsburgh versus I'm sorry. I'm picking Dallas, by the way. I just think Zeke, he's on my fantasy team too, so I need him to do well. So that's kind of a fantasy football aspect. Dallas, lock it in, baby. Yeah, Court. Yeah, you're very happy with my Dallas pick. I get it. But we like Everson. We love Everson. So we wish him luck. Well, hopefully he gets a sack. Rams, Dak Prescott is overrated. Papa Callahan says, hey. From the penthouse to the outhouse, right?
Sure.
Pittsburgh at New York Giants. Voldy.
I think this is Pittsburgh's game. Pittsburgh's defense to lose in this one. Just see how they go out and respond. Daniel Jones getting the start. I mean, he's going to be the guy this year, and not going to be an easy start to the year. I think Pittsburgh's got this one locked in.
Okay, Mikey.
I agree. Pittsburgh defense is just going to overwhelm the Giants this game. It's going to be, we'll see about Ben Roethlisberger, but I think they'll pound the rock.
I got Big Ben. I think he's going to have a big game back. Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be running just circles around that secondary with New York. So, all right, the Monday night game, I'm really not the second Monday night game. This one, I got Tennessee. I'll just go right ahead. Voldy, who do you got?
I got Tennessee in this one, too. You give Derrick Henry the football, let the man run it. He's going to do wonders for them.
Mikey.
Same. Tennessee, just give it to Derrick Henry and just let him control the game and then maybe pass once or twice for Ryan Tannehill.
All right, we all got Tennessee. All right, the big one. Green Bay at Minnesota. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. Voldy, give me who you're taking and the score. Go ahead.
I'm going to go the Vikings in this one. Score is going to be 27-23.
27-23. Tennessee's playing Denver, by the way. I like it, Voldy. Mikey.
I got the Vikings. I got it a little closer. I think the game is going to come down to a last-second field goal. I got a 23-20.
Okay.
Okay. I like it, Mikey. I would like to see that, a walk-off winner at U.S. Bank with no fans would be interesting. All right. Here's mine, guys. That's the Vikings. I mean, come on. It's the Vikings. Why would I say that it's the Packers? Okay? Coom, I'm talking to you. Mets, I'm talking to you. Oh, and also, intern guy, I'm talking to you as well. Vikes need this game. I'm going with them. Well, I mean, if the Callahan family picked the Packers, then you just need to leave the family, like 100%. I mean, just go.
Shoo-shoo. Shoo-shoo.
Shoo-shoo. No, but I'm going Vikes. I'm going to go 24-20. Okay? It's going to be a close one. And Mets had the Vikings losing 20-14, which I don't think is going to happen. The big thing is they have to block Zadarius Smith. Zadarius Smith is a game wrecker, and he wrecked the game at U.S. Bank Stadium against Riley Reif. So, Riley Reif, you better come ready to play because he is licking his chops right now. Okay? Let's go. Step up. Make sure he doesn't get to Kirky so we can win this game. So, fingers crossed. Anyway, Mikey, thank you again for joining us for some Tater Tot hot take. Again, fire analysis from you for this game coming up, and we'll be talking. Man. So, Skol Vikes, and hopefully your picks go well too.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. That Bengals one was a little bit of a rough one, but we'll see. Hoping for it. Skol Vikes.
Skol Vikes. All right, Mikey, we appreciate you. We'll talk to you later. All right, have a good one.
Guys.
Later.
Thanks, Mikey.
All right, now, Voldy, there's another segment we have to get to because we didn't do this last week with the Zoners live, so we're going to do it this week live. It's called Table Topics. So, Kerf Doctor, roll it.
The tables have been set. It's time for MinneZona's Table Topics.
But you know what I forgot to do, Voldy, by the way? Kerf Doctor, you got the Vikings, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. What did you have a score?
Well, score, boy, I do think I like the 24-21 aspect. I think we'll win it close, but we'll win.
So.
I think so. We're the better team.
All right. I do believe that, too. Take that, Mets. Yeah. All right, moving on. So this is Table Topics. So a victory on Sunday will help the Vikings division record. They beat us twice last year. That is true. They did. So they gotta get them. They gotta stop them. So anyway, all right. Table Topics. This is how it works.
Table Topics.
So Mama Callahan's been using her Facebooks here. She's the one that actually gave this to me because, honestly, this is probably one of our favorite segments. So we're doing this.
I certainly enjoy it.
Yeah, Voldy loves it. The Zoners, you're going to love it. So this is how it works. These are the cards, if you didn't see from last time. Okay, check that out. So I will just, rattle off. So the first question, so Voldy, we're going to do some that we did last week, but we didn't get to do it live with the Zoners. So we're going to make sure that we got this for our Zoners. But we're going to start off with a new one for now because, we just want to start it off with that. All right, let's start with you, Voldy. Do you have a bucket list of places you'd like to play your favorite sport?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If I had my wallet on me, I'd actually pull out my bucket list. I've got a copy of it on me at all times. But if I had to choose one for sure, it would definitely take BP or at least, get out on the field at Fenway Park in Boston. I think that's the dream right there. Get out there, swing the lumber a little bit, maybe show off the glove a little bit. I do like to consider myself a bit of a defensive liability, but, I come up in some pretty clutch situations with the glove over at first. But that's certainly one place for sure that I would like to, at least go and enjoy, a sport that I've, been in love with for a long, long time. And definitely another one that I'd like to throw out there as well. is a little outdoor, a little pond hockey, maybe, wherever the Winter Classic is going to be. It would be nice, when it does come to Minnesota, if and when that does happen, the whole NHL schedule has been thrown off like crazy. When that is going to happen would certainly be, a dream as well. Lace up the skates and, get out there a little bit and mix it up with some kids or something like that. But, I mean, I definitely got that's definitely on my bucket list.
Ooh, there's a lot of them too, and the thing is, it's hard to choose. So like for football, I never got the chance, obviously with US Bank Stadium being there. I've been there. I've walked on the field, which is fantastic, by the way. But the one thing that I've been on the Metrodome turf, which is pretty nice too. And the Metrodome was a nice place to play baseball, football. I think there were times where there was teams that had like sleepovers at the Metrodome, like legitimately to play baseball, football, everything. So that's another thing that I wish I could do, but can't. But I would like to play football at US Bank Stadium. I mean, honestly, that'd be one of my favorite things to do. And, it'd be fun to do something like that. But outside of Minnesota, I want to think of something outside of Minnesota that I would really like to check out. I give the Dallas Cowboys a lot of grief, but honestly, I want to see what stadium that is. I mean, AT&T Stadium.
Absolutely.
Jerry World would look really nice. So, yeah, that would be kind of my two, and I think the Zoners have theirs as well. For basketball, I'd like to play at the Garden, something like that. That'd be something that'd be kind of nice. Basketball, baseball, I'd like to play at none other than Fenway Park, Voldy. I think that would be
absolutely
pretty awesome as well. So I got a couple with that. Zoners, what do you think? I mean, do you guys have a bucket list of places you'd like to play your favorite sport? So
let us know.
Chime in.
Comments
away. Because why not? So anyway, with these table topics, Voldy and Zoners, okay, there's always like a little fun fact that they have. So this one is kind of, it's okay, but some of them are kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. But this one, a basketball court can be found within the top of Matterhorn Mountain at Disneyland. That is something I did not know. That is actually kind of interesting. At first I looked at it, I was like, wait, no, this doesn't make sense.
Ironic.
But, yeah.
Very ironic.
All right, Jimbo, I want to see all 6 Canadian NHL venues with my boys. Hey, there you go.
Road trip.
The Volds on the road. That could be another Voldy's vlog.
Canada. Hashtag.
Yeah. I mean, that could be another Voldy's vlog, Voldy. I mean, that'd be fun.
Absolutely.
Race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That'd be another good one. Okay. I've heard good things. So I like that, Jack. All right, so let's move on to our next one. And again, chime in. We got I think we're going to go through 4 today. So, all right,
cool.
Our next one. This is from last week, Voldy.
All right.
What sports nickname would you choose for yourself? Voldy, you remember this one. Do you have any,
I do.
Like a new one or anything like that?
Well, I can't really. Again, this is one of these spur of the moment type questions that always comes up. And I think, honestly, the Minister of Defense is probably one of the best ones that I can think of. The Fridge, William Perry. I mean, that's always a good one as well. I mean, there's so many of them. I mean, there's just the Russian rocket, Pavel Bure, the great one. Rocket Richard was always a good one too. Maurice Richard. I mean, the little ball of hate, Brad Marchand. Yeah. There was an older guy as well who was the little ball of hate. But there's so many good ones. But honestly, if I had to pick one, it would be the Minister of Defense.
I like that a lot too.
Yeah.
Wasn't there for Derek Boogaard? Wasn't he the boogeyman or something like that?
The boogeyman. Yeah.
That's a good one.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. Exactly. I just thought of this too, of a athlete that passed, the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant.
Black Mamba.
That is one of the best nicknames around. And honestly, I think you have Wayne Gretzky, the Great One, things like that. I mean, The Rock's got many as well, if you want to call it WWE. But again, it's just nicknames that are kind of cool. I know Papa Callahan's got some too, so he can throw out some Vikings ones. Papa C's wants to play football with Matt at US Bank Stadium. Yeah, that'd be fun. I like to throw the ball around. Exactly. I know. We'll, at some point. I've been on the field though, and Papa Callahan as well has been on that field, and it's awesome. So, the nickname Black Mamba is always good. Pistol Pete, that's another good one, Pete Lucas. Maravich. I like it.
Nice.
I like
that's
it.
That's a good one.
There's just so many good ones, but Minister, the Fridge is another good one.
Was always a good one.
With the Bears and everything, like the Monsters of the Midway, the Purple People Eaters. I mean, there's so many good. But if I were to choose mine, I'd be like, it has to be as good as like the Minister of Defense, Voldy. And, honestly, I would do something that would strike the fear in the hearts of my, opponent. Honestly, the Italian Stallion, if we want to go fictional with Rocky Balboa, and Double Trouble will love this. Go. By the way, get your shirts. Just saying. All right. Yeah. But, the Italian Stallion, another good one. I mean, a lot of boxers have, really good names, too. I mean, Notorious Conor McGregor. I mean, it's okay, man. We've heard it before. But, again, what are some nicknames that you would choose for this? I mean, obviously, you got Shield, with Voldy here.
Pretty solid.
I mean, Kerf Doctor works, right? I mean, why not, right? Why not? All right, so we have best nicknames in sports. All right, so the number 6, it's 6 through 1, so we'll go through it quick. Number 6, the Great One, Wayne Gretzky, like I mentioned. Number 5, Irvin Magic Johnson. Number 4, Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose. And then Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. And this one, I had a trouble pronouncing this one. Please correct me if I'm wrong. The Chitotimi Cucumber, Jorge Vezina, or something like that. We're just going to go with that.
Maybe a soccer player? I don't know.
Yeah, something. Maybe Double Trouble can help us. Boxer?
A jockey? I don't know.
Dr. J, Chocolate Thunder, the Mad Hungarian. My nickname was
the Mad Hungarian, Dave Bosky. Yes.
Yeah, I like Raptor. That's a good one. That's a good one, too. Yeah, there's so many. Okay, so number 1 on this one, according to ESPN from this table topic, Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch, baby. So that's another good one, too, Voldy, that we didn't get to.
When we talked about this last week, too, Billy White Shoes Johnson was another good one, too.
Oh, that's not bad. That is not bad. All right, we're going to do one more because we got to get to ARA, Voldy. We got to get to that. So we're going to do one more, but this one's pretty good, okay? If you were a player, which coach would you want to play for?
Ooh, well, I think this is going to be an obvious question. It's going to be Bill Belichick in my mind. I'd probably get cut after the first practice, but to say I got coached by Bill Belichick would be a great statement, let alone, and I mean, maybe they'd find a way to get me on the practice squad, and then next thing you know, I'm in the Hall of Fame. That's just the Bill Belichick effect.
You can say
guys develops over years, and then they end up winning Super Bowls.
And you could say that again. You were coached under Bill Belichick, and you can never take that away, which is going to be
exactly
awesome. So, yeah, for me, I would probably say Bud Grant. I think would be one for me. I think I would like to play under because he was a no nonsense guy, but he didn't really talk much. He just expected you to be great. And, I think Bud would be a good one. Zim, I'd like to play under Zim because, honestly, I think he would make me a better player if I were, playing and whatnot. But, like you said, I'd probably get cut as well. Coach Bill Walsh, another good one, Jack. Yeah, Walsh. John Wooden, perfect. It's all about discipline and building a foundation. I love it, Seymour.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, Zim, if it were, man, I'd like to be... Oh, Coach Popovich for basketball, too. I think he'd be a nice one.
Great.
Pop would be fantastic. And people, right now would be like, oh, Sean McVay, because he knows. It's like, well, I don't know. That might be fading quickly. So, Anyway, that's who I would pick. All right, so this one's kind of random. It doesn't really have any connection to what we just talked about, but here it is. The healthiest sports, PJ Fleck. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Number 6, the healthiest sports, okay? Basketball. I could see that.
Yeah.
Cross-country skiing at number 5. Yep.
Okay, work the whole body. Yeah, I can see it.
Swimming, number 4. I'm surprised because I feel like that would be up a little bit more. Number 3, rock climbing. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, rock climbing.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Number 2, rowing. Rowing. Yeah, that's a lot of arm work. Did somebody say, PJ Fleck, get the oars out? Like we just talked about with rowing. Number 1, squash. You know what that is, Voldy?
Yeah, squash. That's what it is. That's a sport.
Honestly, zoners, chime in. Tell us what it is. I've never heard of it.
I think Jimbo used to squash it up back in the day. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
It's all about. He played a little broom ball back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, but I could tell you what squash is, but I couldn't tell you what it is. That's
squash.
What I know about.
That's
squash.
A thing.
Yeah.
I guess that's a sport. I don't know. But anyway, that's going to do it for table topics. We'll keep doing this, okay? You know, zoners, if you want to keep us doing table topics, we'll keep giving them to you. We got a lot. We got a big stack of them. So anyway, we'll keep it rolling with that. Voldy, it's time to get to the zoners' favorite segment, my favorite segment, your favorite segment, the Curve Doctor's favorite segment. It's called Absurd or Approved.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment, Absurd or Approved.
Okay, so apparently squash is like racquetball, but with a smaller ball and more hate. I didn't know that.
That's what it's
a lot of yelling. Well, I'm sick of it because I'm sick of it. All right, Voldy, why don't you rattle them off for us, please?
Well, the Minnesota Twins have gotten start to get things back in order, especially taking 4 out of 5 from the Detroit Tigers over the weekend and early this week, while also taking a split doubleheader against by the likes of the St. Louis Cardinals yesterday. So basically, they've won 5 of their last 7. I believe that's how math works, but I'm not 100% sure. It's something along those lines. But 2 big pieces that really came back at the right time for the Twins. One guy by the name of the bringer of rain, Josh Donaldson, and also Big Mike Pineda, who pitched very well in his last 2 starts and even getting a win in one of those 2 starts as well. Josh Donaldson's been hitting the cover off the ball, picked up a couple of homers, had a nice 3-run shot in game number 1 yesterday against the Cardinals as well. Looking at how these 2 pieces, even in a short amount of time, have impacted the Twins going into the last 15 games of the season, how far can the Twins ride Big Mike and also Josh Donaldson, and quite possibly, if not take the Central back, at least assure themselves a little bit of better seeding in the AL Central and the AL playoffs?
I think as long as Donaldson is the guy that they paid for and is healthy enough, which I think now he is, and then Pineda being back, this is good. This is really good for the Twins because with Pineda, that's just another arm that you desperately needed. And you know what, Voldy? Jose Barrios has been playing pretty well too now. He was 2-3. Now he's 4-3. He's got 2 straight. So let's keep it rolling, okay? Now,
less like trash, we'll say about Jose.
Well, we'll see how it goes. But again,
he's no longer trash. I'll say that he is rubbish now.
Rubbish.
So
okay, well,
we're progressing. Baby steps here.
So, but yeah, Voldy, I think the sky's the limit. The ceiling is the roof, whatever MJ said, right? But again, this is the Twins, split with the Cardinals the other day. And again, Dobnak is starting to get it rolling a little bit. Pineda trying to challenge CC Sabathia for most unathletic body type award. Yeah, Pineda's just kind of a weird dude, but man, has he been effective.
He is huge.
Yeah.
Like height-wise, not like, girth-wise, because we've got nothing to say on that department, but
right.
He is just a big dude.
Yeah.
And yes, it's up there.
It is what it is.
He's no Bartolo, I'll say.
Yeah, stamp of approval for the performance that he had. 2 runs, 3 hits, struck out 8, walked 2. I mean, again, that's pretty doggone good for a guy that just came out of suspension. So it's got my stamp of approval with how he's been playing. But the bringer of rain, we got to see more rain, okay? We got to see more rain, which means, hey, hit some more home runs. Let's keep it going. Let's keep, within. We got to keep within the race. I mean, obviously, you got the White Sox up there now. You have, or not Detroit. I was going to say Detroit. Ugh. But, yeah, you got the Sox and then obviously Cleveland. So, yeah, these guys, if they keep playing like this, it's going to look good for them in the playoffs. So I think, the seeding, if they keep playing well and they play against the team that I think they can beat, let's do it, right? All right, Voldy, what do you think?
I think the big thing is going to be, Mike Pineda, of course, he's a year removed because he got, suspended at this point of the season last year, which did, it didn't hurt the Twins overall, but it had a little bit of a wrinkle when it came to the starting rotation, especially going into the postseason. But with Josh Donaldson, him being in that number 2 spot in the lineup, that is absolutely crucial because of the fact he won an MVP award back in 2015 as the number 2 hitter on a hard-hitting Toronto Blue Jays team.
Yeah.
Came his way back, and of course he got the comeback player of the year in the National League with the Braves. I think for him, just getting on base is the thing right now. It's going to depend on who's going to be at the top of the lineup. We've seen just about every iteration of, Luis Arraez, Jorge Polanco, Miguel Sano hit leadoff earlier this year, Byron Buxton. Those guys at the beginning and at the end of the lineup, whoever's hitting 9, really setting the table for him because yesterday in game number 1, that 3-run shot, that was all the offense the Twins needed for that win. And to see him, of course, he was basically not playing for a whole month. Well, a whole month in this season, that's half the season. That's the way the year has gone for the Twins. Now just getting him back in the flow of things game-wise. Yes, he's had some, at-bats and some simulated games at the alternate training site in St. Paul, but getting that actual in-game repetitions is going to be big for him. So I think you can take Donaldson to the bank right now. And for Big Mike Pineda, I mean, again, it's just about him getting comfy and the fact that, those 2 starts, pretty strong to say the least, for him coming right off the suspended list. I mean, it's going to be a good go, and let's see what happens here in the next start or so for him to, fully get back in compass and, be able to work the rotation a little bit more.
Exactly. And, again, this is great, though. It's a great start. So, like you said, let's just keep it going and see where it goes from here. So, Big Mike, bringer of rain, keep it up, okay? We need you big time. We really need them. All right, next one, Voldy.
Well, we look at here, we go to the U.S. Open. We're talking tennis because it is a sport. Number 1 seed in the U.S. Open, Novak Djokovic, was defaulted from his 4th-round match this past Sunday at the U.S. Open after hitting a tennis ball in anger and struck a line judge in the throat. A 1 in a zillion shot, squares up an older person, an older lady, and just square in the throat, and they drop the hammer on him. You're done. Get out of here. Take your rackets, take your ball, and go home. Absurd or approved, the U.S. Open kicking out Novak Djokovic.
Man, this is tough because honestly, he wasn't looking where he was hitting. And the thing is yes, you get frustrated and everything like that. But again, there's people around too. So, man, this is kind of a tough one because, again, if you're pissed off and everything, it's not like he was intentionally trying to hit somebody. I mean, he was just hitting it in anger. But he should have the wherewithal to know, hey, look, don't hit it in the way of people that are behind you. And obviously, you hit the judge right in the throat. I mean, good Lord. I mean, it was painful, too. I mean, oh, my gosh, I can't even imagine. But, again, it's absurd that he did that. But for them kicking him out, I feel like there should have been maybe a little bit of, okay, we get you're frustrated and everything like that, but I don't know. Tennis has got some pretty strict rules, I believe. So, But yeah, I think he should have known, like, hey, you can hit the ball at the ground or something like that. Hit it with your racket, get mad, whatever. But yeah, Djokovic should have known better. And yeah, I think it's absurd that he did that. But it's got my stamp of approval that they said, hey, man, we got to discontinue this because you can't be doing that. But yeah, that's just me. But Voldy, what do you think?
I think it's absurd. I'm watching the video. I've watched it about 9 times now since we came upon this story. Looking at it from all the different angles. Yes, you have to look out for the fact that, of course, you got to watch out for people here. But looking at the demeanor, the body language, the situation overall, there was no maliciousness in Novak Djokovic hitting the ball.
Right.
It just got away from him, honestly. And the fact that it hit that person square in the throat and that person just dropped like a sack of potatoes is, again, a 1 in a zillion chance of happening. It just so happened to be in the 4th round of the U.S. Open. It's completely, there was no maliciousness, and you gotta pay the toll for, if you can't do the time, you don't do the crime, I guess.
Yeah.
But obviously, I believe the person who got hit holds no ill will against them, because even watching it as well, one of the ball boys was coming out of the corner to get one of the loose balls, so maybe Djokovic was trying to hit it towards him, but again, just gets enough on it and just straight beeline right for that person's trach area and just falls. But I think it's a little absurd that they, of course, defaulted, but I guess in this case, rules are rules.
Right. And, we can be different about this because, honestly, I just think, Seymour is saying it right here. Sportsmanship is a great sign of character, but sportsmanship also doesn't show up on the scoreboard, which is true. I mean, that's not a absurd statement right there, Seymour. So, I just think this whole thing could have been avoided if he handled it a different way. But, again, it was kind of one of those freak accidents where it's like, he didn't intentionally try to do, and we all know that. But again, tennis is tennis. They're very strict on their rules. So is golf, by the way, too. So, but again, it is what it is. I mean, Djokovic just you learn your lesson. So there you go. All right, next one, Voldy.
Oh, we go back to the NFL, and something we kind of alluded to a little bit earlier when we were talking about our picks. The New England Patriots made an announcement earlier this week. They have named week number 1 starter. None other than the newcomer, Cam Newton, will be the starting quarterback for week number 1. Absurd or approved, Cam Newton and the New England Patriots getting a win in week number 1. And how well does the offense do?
Stamp of approval. Honestly, I think they're going to show people that even without the great TFB, they can still be good. And I think Cam has been really pissed off ever since the Panthers said bye-bye. But Cam is a guy that is very motivated right now. And he's with a coach that, knows how to win too, right? Bill Belichick. And he's got weapons, but it's not as much as you would think. I mean, yeah, you have Julian Edelman, but again, he's in question too. He's a little banged up. So we got to factor that in as well. But again, you got a guy like James White. Big fan of James White, by the way. I've had him on my fantasy team a couple times. Big fan. And then also Sony Michel, another guy that you have, with the running backs to help out too. You don't have a Gronk, which kind of sucks, but they are going to surprise people. And again, the defense, I think, is covered with Belichick. I really believe that. So that's kind of my thing. And then Seymour says, and just like in Carolina when he was a rookie, he'll be throwing to a pair of subpar wide receivers and tight ends in New England. That's exactly. True. Like what I just said. I mean, true. N'Keal Harry, I think, is going to have a good year, too. I think they're going to be targeting him a lot. He got hurt a little bit last year, but he's back. So, again, watch out. It's got my stamp of. I think they're going to win, and I think they're going to show people, hey, we're still around. So, Belichick finds the ways, man. So, Voldy, I think I got an idea what you think.
Well, obviously, it's got my stamp of approval. I'm also looking at it from a perspective. We already know what Bill Belichick's going to get done, especially on the defensive side. They're going to need as much help as possible, especially with a couple guys opting out for the season. I'm looking at it from the perspective of how Cam Newton and Josh McDaniels meld together here, especially for the first week, because Josh McDaniels has got something he hasn't had in a long, long time. A quarterback that can move around and actually use his legs other than just run for the hills when a defender's coming right at him. Cam Newton's going to open up a whole nother chapter in the playbook for the New England Patriots. Yes, you get the likes of Julian Edelman, N'Keal Harry, Jacoby Myers as well. Even the likes of Gunnar Olszewski out of Bemidji State, who is still hanging around with the team. Maybe he'll make a bit of an impact in the return game as well. Yeah, you got James White in the backfield. You also have the likes of Sony Michel as well. A little bit more power in the running game. Right. It's gonna be very interesting to see. I like the fact that they went right off the bat and say, Cam Newton's going to be our guy. Jarrett Stidham's the number 2. We'll see where Brian Hoyer ends up before too long. He may get cut. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's been a long time since the Patriots have had more than 2 quarterbacks on the roster. They're definitely going to get it done week 1, and I think Cam is going to play. He's going to play very angry the entire season, and it's going to be fun to watch.
That is for sure. I really think Cam's going to show people, hey, I'm still around. Okay, I'm still a good player. So we'll see. I'm excited to see what happens with it. So, all right, next one, Voldy.
Well, we go back to Major League Baseball and some vocal annoyance by a star for the Chicago Cubs. Javy Baez sounded off on Sunday regarding the fact that Major League Baseball and players today cannot watch video of their previous at-bats during the game. Well, there was that whole situation, something about sign stealing, the Houston Astros, trash cans, somebody being wired for sound or something like that. In the wake of that, Major League Baseball said no players can look at previous at-bats during the game. You can only do it after the game, and obviously it would be before the next game as well. Well, Javy Baez said he's had enough. Sucks because I make my adjustments during the game. A lot of guys are struggling. He's been struggling as well. He's only hitting 205 this year, where he should be, well over 300, if not very nearby, in a lot of games and a lot of teams, and a good amount of some of the well-known established guys are kind of struggling because they kind of thrive off that aspect of being able to adjust from at-bat to at-bat and, make the proper adjustments. But is it absurd or approved, Major League Baseball just completely shutting down players being able to adjust in the middle of the game?
Well, it's absurd because there are some teams that use it as a benefit to help them, not to cheat, not to, do whatever the Astros did and whatnot. I just feel like if you're able to adjust your swing, you should be able to do that, right? Again, and then it looks like Seymour says Javy Baez should learn not to swing at every pitch out of the zone before he talks about video. Like I said, I don't know much about Javy Baez, but again, I just feel like if it's that big of an issue, then it's just like, can there be another way that they can do it and that they can monitor it to make sure that, hey, they're not doing anything suspicious or anything. So I just think it's a little absurd. MLB is just like shutting everything down after everything. I think they're going to ease back a little bit and see what happens. But yeah, I think it's a little absurd. I think they should have some sort of thing set up so that there's no shady stuff going on. But again, that's just me. Voldy, what do you think?
I think it is, he's well within his right to say, obviously, it sucks the fact that he can't adjust during the game, but it's one of those. It's a blanket policy. You can't take it away from the Astros and just the Red Sox and whatever teams may have stolen signs this the last few years. It's either all of them or none of them. But obviously Major League Baseball put out the precedent saying, it's going to have to be everybody until we can get the proper protocols and, make sure that this doesn't happen again with the Astros stealing signs. It's going to be one of those. It stinks. It's the old-fashioned way of just, go out there and keep swinging and maybe you'll connect on something because, could you imagine if guys like Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, had access to video back in their heyday, back in their prime, they would have hit 1,000 home runs, not just 750 plus. They would have hit all of the home runs, and it would have just been amazing to see.
Crazy.
But it just takes it back to the good old days where you just go out there and just keep after it. And well, that's there's not like there's 1,000 other ways you can figure out what this guy, what a particular pitcher is doing and what he's going to try to get after you, because at the end of the day, baseball is a game of numbers. So it's I think it's approved, just because of the fact that Javy Baez is well within his right to voice his displeasure.
Sure. And again, it's not like we're going to, condemn him for, oh, how dare you say that? What are you talking about? Like, again, he can voice his opinion. That's fine. I might not. You might not agree with it. I might not agree with it. Who cares? Again, we can disagree on it. Agree to disagree. Exactly. So, last one, Voldy.
Well, we are going to give what Mama Callahan did, Juan, by talking about Javy and Clowney, the Clowney show, because there have been about 4 or 5 different reports coming out of teams that we're going to do this weird, wacky sort of Keystone Cops operation of signing, trading, buying, selling, renting, regifting, then selling on Facebook Marketplace to get Javy and Clowney on their roster.
Yeah.
Initially, it was in the running that the New Orleans Saints were going to get him initially, but it was ultimately the Tennessee Titans that did sign Javy and Clowney, which is a fantastic pickup for the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
It was going to be initial reports came out saying that the New Orleans Saints were going to get Clowney by the way of Cleveland, saying that it was going to be a sign and trade situation.
Yeah.
So Cleveland would sign Javy and Clowney, then trade Javy and Clowney to the Saints for, I believe it was a draft pick and like some money as well. Well, the NFL said no, mostly because nothing that crazy had ever been come up before. Now more reports came out in the last day saying that no, it wasn't going to be the Saints. It was going to be the Baltimore Ravens that they were going to get. But then it was going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then it was going to be, the Houston Oilers. Then it was going to be the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Everybody was saying that they were going to get Javy and Clowney. I said I was going to trade for Javy and Clowney.
Yeah.
It's just the craziness that is the NFL and trying to get guys. The great train robbery of 2020 that nobody knows is what's going on, absurd or approved. The craziness that is in the Javy and Clowney sweepstakes.
I'm just glad he's not an Ain't, that's for one. Because honestly, I don't think I can handle any more extra, good play or very good players on the Aints. But I mean, this was just utter, as the Joker would say in The Dark Knight, I'm an agent of chaos. I mean, it was chaos. It's absolute chaos. And the thing is that so many teams were in this. Apparently the Ravens. I mean, can you imagine what the Ravens defense
An embarrassment of
like?
riches.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been insane. But the fact that the league told the Aints, no, is totally fine with me. But the thing is, Voldy, I feel like the reason why the sweepstakes with Javy and Clowney was just so weird is because he wanted so much money. He wanted all this money to himself. And I feel like it's a little, again, when you're an NFL player, get your money, do what you got to do. But I just feel like he was trying to find the right deal and everything like that. But I'm just finally glad that he's got a team now, because I'm getting sick and tired of all the speculation as long as he is not on the Aints. But the Titans, that was a brilliant Joker, brilliant. Well, I tried, But it's got my stamp of approval because I feel like the Titans are going to be a really good team, and it makes sense. Mike Vrabel, again, he was coaching Javy when he first came into the league in Houston. So this is a perfect fit because the Titans are a really good team. We can't forget that. Derrick Henry is a beast. I mean, Ryan Tannehill played really good with the Titans. I'm not going to lie. I'm saying this right now. Raptors and Celtics tied at the end of regulation, 98-98. Well, thank you. Appreciate that, Jay. But still, yeah, it's got my stamp of approval. I mean, again, so many teams on this. It's interesting, but at the same time, it's like, finally, he's got a team. So, stamp of approval. Voldy, what do you think?
I'm just happy that the Saints didn't get Javy and Clowney. I love the fact that he went to Tennessee. Though the rich get richer in that situation, obviously Ryan Tannehill's on the upswing. Derrick Henry's getting his money. Mike Vrabel is honestly one of my favorite. Obviously he was in the thick of it of the dynasty with the Patriots, and he's a no nonsense kind of coach. He's out there, he's mixing it up with the rookies and the all pros. Like, he's still out there just throwing dudes left and right. And obviously I guess the Saints were trying to invent a new way to come up with the sign and trade situation, just like they came up with a new way to get everybody suspended and fined with that whole Bounty Gate thing. Let's not talk about that anymore. But
we're saving that.
Yep, I'm saying it's completely approved that the fact that Tennessee came up on the up and up, but a lot of conflicting reports. Baltimore, Cleveland, Jacksonville, New Orleans, everywhere and anywhere in between, but good for Tennessee to get a little bit of love.
There was speculation with the Vikings, but I just feel like he wanted too much. He wanted way too much, and the Vikings, I don't think were going to give it to him, because the Vikings, the cap's been kind of an issue, but they found a way to get Yannick, so we're fine with that. Vic Beasley about to have a resurgence with Clowney there. That's true. That is true. So watch out.
Vic Beasley was in the thick of it with Atlanta, when they made that Super Bowl run.
Yeah, so watch out for Tennessee. I mean, they're a team that it's going to be pretty good. So, but anyway, Voldy, great job with the ARAs as always. And
thank you, sir.
Voldy, we got to get to Shield shoutouts. You got a lot to get through, so
we do.
Let's get it rolling with some Shield shoutouts.
Shield shoutouts.
All right, Shield shoutouts. Shield, who are you shouting out tonight?
Well, we're going to start off a little bit of some hockey news that came in. One of the shout-outs just came in with them in the last hour plus, but we do have to give a Shield shout-out to Minnesota Wild defenseman Matt Dumba for winning the King Clancy Memorial Trophy. Trophy that's given out each year to a player that does a lot of work for the community. Obviously, Matt Dumba getting heavily involved in the wake of the George Floyd murder and giving back to the community and being one of the leaders for the Hockey Diversity Alliance, setting that precedent. So a big Shield shout out goes to Matt Dumba for winning the King Clancy Memorial Trophy.
Absolutely. Stamp of approval if it was ARA. So love Matt Dumba. Way to go. Good for him.
Absolutely. This one actually did just come in before the show even started. Boston Bruins coach Bruce Cassidy was named the Jack Adams Memorial Trophy winner. That is given out to the NHL Coach of the Year. Bruce Cassidy, of course, a nice deep run for the Bruins. Unfortunately, came up on the sour end in the playoffs, but one of the best teams in the NHL in the regular season before COVID decided to snap that all up. And Bruins weren't just really the same after that one. And of course, they did lose their goaltender Tuukka Rask. We won't talk about that. But good to see some more recognition for Bruce Cassidy coming in for the Bruins and turning around this team that had a couple of rough seasons. Well, I shouldn't say a couple of rough seasons. They were in the Stanley Cup Finals last year. So at least before then, there were some rough seasons. So
exactly. Yeah, good for him. I mean, the Bruins, watch out, right? You never know with them. All right, next one.
Well, we did lose another legend this week as well to former stolen base king, most notably with the St. Louis Cardinals. Lou Brock passed away on Sunday, so we do rest in peace for Lou Brock, who was a stalwart of the game of baseball and just a base stealer, broke Ty Cobb's record, and then eventually Lou Brock's record was broken single season and career stolen bases by Ricky Henderson as well. But still, a true baseball legend was lost this past week by Lou Brock passing away on Sunday.
Right. Yeah, I mean, again, 2020, like I said before, Voldy, sucks. I mean, it's just it. But football, there have been some bright spots, but again, I've not enjoyed this 2020. So, next one, Voldy.
Well, we do have to give a bit of a Shield shout out to former Minnesota Viking, former Concordia Cobber wide receiver Brandon Zylstra. New London Spicer High School for making the Carolina Panthers 53-man roster. Was on the practice squad last year for them, but now making the full lineup, and another Minnesota born and bred product in the NFL, and hopefully does good things for the Carolina Panthers.
Absolutely. Brandon Zylstra, again, I didn't even know he was on the until I heard he made the team. Stamp of approval. Mm-hmm. Let's go. Next one, Voldy.
Major League Baseball. Not too often we give them a Shield shout-out, but they did do something right. Today is a Roberto Clemente Day, and
yes.
we are, and that means that Puerto Rican-born players are commemorating Roberto Clemente for not just the Pittsburgh Pirates, but for all Major League teams that do have Puerto Rican-born players that wish to wear the number 21 in honor of Roberto Clemente, which was today, believe it or not. So players commemorating that by wearing the number made famous by the Roberto Clemente, who played for the Pittsburgh Pirates his whole career. Pittsburgh's also wearing number 21. The whole team is on this day as well. So a nice Shield shout-out, a nice little way to commemorate one of the greats in the game of baseball.
Exactly. Roberto Clemente, one of my favorite pastime players. My dad's favorite player, by the way, Roberto Clemente. So stamp of approval for them. All right, next one, Voldy.
Well, unfortunately, today, a couple of retirements from the National Football League, one of them being former New England Patriot and Super Bowl champion Aqib Talib decided to hang them up. He was in talks to come back to the Patriots, but he was quoted as saying, not feeling it, but decided to hang him up. That's perfectly all right. He got his money. He got his rings. He's off into the sunset. And former Steelers linebacker, a guy whose career got cut short when he was just really getting going, but a guy that's been an advocate and a real inspiration. Ryan Shazier decided to officially retire from the NFL, but he is still heavily involved with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's been on the sideline the last couple of seasons, despite the fact of suffering a spinal injury, and being able to walk once again has been an amazing sight and a real true inspiration. But Ryan Shazier officially announced today his retirement from the NFL. So happy retirement to both those players.
Aqib Talib. I like calling him Aqib Talib because honestly, that's how I look at it. But yes, it's Aqib Talib.
It is Aqib Talib.
I like calling it.
Say when he came to the Patriots first too.
All right, last one.
It's Aqib Talib.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's a good one. Next one.
Well, we got another one here. Congrats to Dakota State University football over in Madison. They are going to be playing their season opener on Saturday against Dickinson State University in the Ag Bowl as well. But I also got to give a shout out to my guys for making captains this year. Quarterback Torrin Devricks, linebacker Marcus Vanden Bosch, and Braden Wallenstein, a defensive tackle. Really good guys, really great players. Really happy to see what they're going to do there in their senior years, and wish the Trojans the best of luck in their season opener this weekend against Dickinson State.
Yeah, absolutely. Voldy, I mean, gosh, Dakota State football, again, you did a great job with them when you were there. And again,
some fun games, some fun times to be a part of.
I listened to a couple. You were fantastic. So stamp of approval all around for those guys. Shout outs to them. Is that it, Voldy?
I actually do have one more. This one was a bit of a late announcement, something that has been in my mind the last couple of weeks and waiting for the perfect opportunity to announce this. The NFL season coming up, there's a lot of changes going on. A lot of new players, a lot of new faces. Tom Brady's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, which is weird to say. Cam Newton is a New England Patriot, which is even weirder to say nowadays. So a lot of changes, a lot of things happening in new faces and new places. And, well, there's a few new roles happening in at least my world as well. A few weeks ago, we did announce the fact that I'm going to be an uncle. But we are officially announcing to the world that Sarah is pregnant.
Oh! Look at that! Woo! Whoa! Wow! Nice. Oh, claps all around.
Recognize that a new zoner is going to be joining us March of 2021. And, that's what we got for Shield shoutouts this week.
Wow. best news I heard all day. Kerf Doctor can agree with that.
I wasn't sure if we were going there, and then you did the NFL thing, so I'm like, well,
NFL. I was like, I wasn't sure for a second there. But Voldy, congratulations to you and our creative consultant, Sarah and Twos. Again, this is going to be fantastic. You guys are going to do a great job. And again, they're going to your kiddo's going to be a Patriots fan, correct?
Yeah, that's the where we're at right now. We're trying to figure out where. Sarah's been even asking me the last couple of weeks, wait, are we still Patriots fans? And I told her straight up, I don't even know. We're
wearing purple. You're wearing purple.
And that's what I said. Automatically, they're going to be Vikings fans. Yeah. So that's where we're at.
It makes sense. It makes sense, honestly. But congratulations to you, Voldy. That looks sick, by the way. It looks fantastic. We got another Vold on the way. Another Zoner, okay? We got to, make ourselves, MinneZona baby shirts now. I mean, I got to get one for my goddaughter, for goodness sake. So, again, stamp of approval all around. Congratulations, Voldy. Claps all around. And, again, it's going to be fun. It's a new experience. And, again, congratulations. So, anyway,
Thanks.
Is that going to do it for Shield Shoutouts?
That's going to do it for Shield Shoutouts this week.
Oh, too good. Too good. So anyway, without further ado, speaking of shirts, by the way, hey, Zoners, check out, get your shirts, right? Because you know what happens is that when you buy a shirt, it helps us keep this show on Facebook Live. So please help us out. Double Trouble, I'm talking to you, okay? This is going to be the last time I'm going to say this on air. Double Trouble, get your shirts. If you don't get your shirts, then fine, but again, just know, I did my part of the deal, okay? I did my part of the deal. Kerf Doctor can attest to that. Voldy, you can attest to that as well. So, again, we'll see how it goes. And then also, check out W2 Performance. Will Rattel, he's doing a lot of things. He's been posting videos after videos after videos. Again, this guy is posting videos too, but he's getting married too. So again, he's a busy guy, but we're posting a lot of his stuff. So stamp of approval to Will Rattel. We really appreciate it. So Voldy, I don't even know how to end this because it's just congratulations to you. Stamp of approval all around. We got another Zoner on the way, and we're gonna have a lot more fun. So we'll be back and we'll keep it rolling with the fellas here. And remember, as always, folks, keep in the zone.
Holla.
Thank you for watching MinneZona Sports Live. Join us Wednesdays at 7 p.m. for live show broadcast. And as Voldy likes to say, follow us on all the socials medias.